today's video, I want to talk about why I think certain side hustles failed. I did post last week a video about that. So yeah, today it's all about that. And I think I'm going to do one side hustle at a time because there are so many things to that one side hustle already, or to those side hustles. So, and the word hustle, just by the way, I don't really like it. I use it a lot, I get that, but I don't really like it. For some reason, I have the feeling hustle is like, you're hustling, you're trying, you're doing you're trying too hard almost. And that's how I felt. Like, okay, certainly a couple years ago, I really had struggled with money. Not that I was not good with money, I always was really good with money or with budgeting though, but I really had less income and things got more expensive, like we all know, even before COVID. So I was like, okay, I want to do something extra next to my 9 to 5. So I started, I have to actually think what's the first thing I ever started. The first thing was a dropshipping business. It actually started very different. It started with reading books about finances. And one of the books was Rich Dad Poor Dad from, I think, Robert Kiyosaki. I don't know if I had the name wrong. But it was a very good book. But it was an American book. And I'm here in Europe. And if you ever wondered, my accent is kind of different because I grew up in Vienna, which is in Austria, which is in the middle of Europe, and my dad's from Florida. So my English is maybe a little bit not bad, but also not super English, like American English. So it's a kind of mix. People here around think I'm truly American because they cannot tell the difference so much, and people over there, they do. Like, if you're from an English talking country, you do. So just get that out of the way. But the book was from a person that I had the feeling was talking about more the economy of the US, for example, or not like that global. I had the feeling not for European people because it was a lot about real estate and stuff and how it works and blah blah blah. And it was like things that you could do when you have money to invest, right? So back then I didn't have money to invest, just like a couple hundred. I was like, okay, but one thing that book gave me was the belief. It was a big belief. The belief that anyone could do it. Like, anyone could get rich, whatever rich means to you. Like, at least wealthy enough to not be worrying about how you pay your bills at the end of the month. You know what I mean? Like, wealthier. So, after I read that book, I was really more into side hustles. I did a couple before, like, but not on the internet. So I was like, okay, I want to try something on the internet. So you know how it is. You're watching a couple things, or you Google a couple things, and the algorithm shows you things that resonate with that. So that happened to me too. And after a while, I got a lot of those advertisements from different kind of coaches for different kind of stuff. And one of the things that sticked out to me was dropshipping. In case you don't know, dropshipping is that you have an online store and you're selling whatever you want to sell, and in a lot of cases it's like Chinese products that you import, not actually import, that are like click on demand. Like, whenever someone goes on your online store and he or she clicks on something that he or she buys, it's going to be then delivered from the country. So it's never here in a storage room or something. So it's directly from the country to the customer, and I just pay the bill and the shipping. Not even the shipping, you could also like divide between you and the customer, or even, yeah, whatever. There are small details to all of that. Long story short, I started that with a coach. Back then I paid 3,500, I believe, for the whole coaching. And don't get me wrong, the coaching was not bad. It was a person from Germany, and which is I'm in Austria, so Germany is up north, and it's the same language, we all talk German. So it was something that could resonate a lot. And when I was like in that program of that coaching, it had so many videos, like a lot of explaining videos or explanatory videos. They were very good. Not saying the coaching was bad. So, but there's a big but that but comes later. That sounded weird. I should cut that out. Hold on. Where was I? Oh yeah. I started to make my first website, which I never did before. Maybe I mentioned that I'm really not, very computery person, or yeah, social media also. Like, this is not my world, not so much. I I regret it's not my world. Some people do seem to have a lot of success with that in a kind of easy way because they like it. I just really have some issues with it because I don't know, I really like to talk to actual person. So I started that online business and I was like, okay, what could I sell? And in that videos there were a lot of things like, I don't know, special dog leashes, stuff for home, practical things you can use for the car, whatever, like all those things. And first of all, it took me 3 months to set up that online store. And I'm not talking about what copy I want to have in there, like what it's about the product or something like that, because that's the only thing I do certainly know I'm good at. I'm good at writing. And all those advertising texts or copies, that was not an issue. The issue was all those details about, I don't know, make this button have this and this function, or program something for this and this in the background and put a code in. This is not my world. Like, this is really, that was a journey. It took me 3 months, and all those 3 months sitting on that website were only at the evenings that I'm talking here. So I only did those at the evenings. My kids went to bed about 7-8 p.m. So from that point on, I set to at least midnight for things that really stressed me out. Like, there were so many evenings I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to throw that laptop against the wall. I was like really unhappy with that whole setting up thing. But once it was there, I was really proud I mastered something. Not because it was something that was hard for maybe you. Maybe we were sitting there like, this is a click you made. I don't know, you might be done with that in 3 hours. I'm not. It was the first time I ever did that. So if you're thinking, oh, that's crazy, it took so long, Farah, well then, yes, what shall I say? But I tried my best and it worked out not bad. Also, I found the products to implement in the store, things like that. And then came the big uh-oh. The big uh-oh was the advertisement. It was the fact of sending ads on YouTube, on Facebook, like all those little videos that you see that make you click on something and buy something. They cost something. And maybe if you're a bigger company and you have like a budget for that marketing tool, great. I didn't. Like, I put almost all my savings in that coaching course, right? Then I set up that online store that cost me, I don't know, not like maybe under $30 a month. So not that big, right? But the advertisement, that adds up so much. Like, I didn't know that. Like, if you never had something to do with it, you wouldn't maybe know. But you're paying at least $10 a day for an advertisement to reach this and this many people. But if you do that every day, it's a $300. And that's just for one advertisement. So what they recommended on the videos, on the coaching videos, was that you should go ahead and try at least 3 or 4 of those ads on the same time. So that would mean $10, $10, $10, $10 on one day. That adds up a lot. And it did. It added up. And while it was adding up, it didn't make any income. Like, I just literally, I maybe sell, I don't know, I have to guess, but less than 20 items. And all of them were sold for less than $20. So, whew, you could imagine it was not successful. So I stopped it after doing the whole thing for 8 months with just minus. And I want to say on this moment now, if you're doing that or if you're thinking about doing it, I'm not here to tell you don't do it. And I'm not here to tell you that this is not worth it or not able to be successful. I just did not have any success with it. I had a lot of short nights and maybe a couple of white hair. It just didn't work out for me. And right now I'm saying that smiling because, like, you know how things happen and they can be sad, they can be driving you crazy, they can make you angry, whatever it is, and a year later you're like telling someone about it and you're still smiling. That's how it is. Like, it was really hard for me at that time. So I moved on to, I think I did not even end the website because I had a new plan. I have the feeling I'm a lot of those. I'm one of the people who has always a kind of drive to do something besides my 9 to 5. And I don't know why I did it, that is. And I'm lucky enough to have, like, I'm a person with a lot of energy, which is great, right? So because otherwise I could have not handled my 3 children, put them to bed after a meal that I made, and had some books reading to them, and be able to still sit on the computer till midnight and get up next day for my work and for bringing kids to kindergarten, school, and stuff like that. So this is good, but just the bad thing was I lost a lot of money, and yeah, I was disappointed at the end that it didn't work out for me. And I put a lot of money also in the coaching, right? So this was, for me, a lot of money. So I was like, oh man, what do I do now? So I decided on a new plan. And I think because that video is going to be more than 10 minutes, and who knows who still sticks around till now, I'm going to tell you what plan that was in the next video. But yeah, if you're still here, you might as well click on the subscribe button. I would be thrilled for that. And yeah, leave a comment below if you tried dropshipping. I would really want to know how that worked out for you, or if it worked out for you, or what you did different. Maybe you have some kind of, some kind of advice, even though I'm probably never doing that again. Never say never. But maybe you have an advice what I should have done different. Like, one thing I do know I should have done different was to have far more money saved up before I actually started my online business. Like, setting up the website, that took me a lot of time, right? Like I said, like 3 months is a lot for some people for a website. And then I just right then started, and I should not maybe start right away. That's what I think right now. I think I should have saved up a couple hundred, maybe a couple $1,000 before I start, so I am able to, pay for all the advertisements and get money in. But this way I just always did one ad, like one advertisement on one day, and not like they recommended testing out a lot of stuff, because I had no money to test it out that way. So maybe that was one of the big things could have done better. Also, I just tried it maybe with like 10, maybe 20 products. So maybe I did not try out enough. Whatever, like, leave a comment below, and I'm thrilled to see you next time. Tell you what I did right after my dropshipping business.